Dawn breaks over the forest of Lumeria, bathing the land in a radiant, golden light. Zorak, the regal lion, stands tall on a rocky outcrop, his magnificent mane illuminated by the rising sun. A shadow of greed darkens Zorak's eyes, its insidious poison threatening to consume the land. Zorak, the ruler, sits heavily upon his throne, his impatience palpable. His face is a rigid mask of barely contained fury, shadows playing across his features like the flickering flames of his growing tyranny. One hand drums a furious rhythm on the armrest, a relentless beat that echoes the turmoil within. Weak sunlight barely penetrates the dense forest canopy, painting the ground with distorted shadows. Animals whisper in fear, their eyes darting nervously as they seek refuge from an unseen threat. The once joyful forest is now heavy with dread, its silence broken only by the rustling of leaves and frightened chirps. Under the ancient banyan tree, Eldon, Mira, and Lyria gather in the flickering firefly light, their faces etched with concern. The shadows dance around them as they convene in secret, united against a common threat. They meet in secret, these unlikely allies, to discuss how to stop Zorak's tyranny. Sunlight fills the room, highlighting the silent dance of dust, as Eladin stands, his face etched with worry. His eyes, reflecting a distant sorrow, betray the weight of his troubled thoughts. With heavy resignation, Eladin whispers, "I fear we've allowed Zorak's hunger to poison Lumeria." The silence in the room is thick, heavy with unspoken fears. Mira's voice cuts through the tension. But how do we stop a lion who eats his friends? The question hangs in the air, unanswered, a challenge to their courage. In a sparsely furnished room, Lyria stands, her determination a stark contrast to her surroundings. Lyria's voice cuts through the silence, a declaration of defiance. "I'll go." Her resolve hardens as she vows, "I'll offer myself and teach the king a lesson he'll never forget." At the lion's lair, Zorak's impatience simmers, the air thick with anticipation. Zorak's growl echoes through the lair, each sound a tremor of barely restrained fury. Claws scrape against the stone, marking time with a chilling rhythm of mounting tension. Lyria arrives at the entrance, her breath ragged as she pauses to compose herself. With poised elegance, Lyria curtsies deeply before the imposing figure of Zorak. Lyria maintains a respectful posture, awaiting Zorak's response with bated breath. Zorak stands, a figure of intense focus, his eyes narrowing as he observes an unseen presence. A tense silence fills the space, broken only by Zorak's low murmur. "Another lion?" The question hangs in the air, laden with anticipation and a hint of apprehension. The air crackles with unspoken tension, each breath held, each glance fraught with meaning. Lyria's voice slices through the quiet, bearing a chilling message. "He says he's the true king. He laughed at your name." The weight of the words hangs heavy, each syllable a hammer blow against the fragile peace. In an undisclosed location, the towering figure of Zorak commands attention. Fury emanates from Zorak, a storm brewing within him. Zorak roars with unrestrained rage. "Take me to him." Lyria advances with assurance, extending her hand to lead Zorak through the intricate forest paths. Sunlight filters through the thick canopy, casting a mosaic of shadows that dance around them as they proceed. Deeper into the woods, the atmosphere shifts, embracing them in an otherworldly embrace of light and shadow. They arrive at Moonmirror Lake. Its surface perfectly mirrors the sky. The vast sky is reflected on the lake. Lyria stands silhouetted against the backdrop of an expansive, unknown landscape. Her finger extends towards the lake, a beacon of discovery in the vast wilderness. She whispers, her voice barely audible against the backdrop of the landscape. "There," she whispers, pointing to the lake. Zorak stands at the edge of Moonmirror Lake, his gaze drawn to the water's surface. His reflection shimmers back at him, distorted by the gentle ripples. The lake mirrors his solemn expression. The still of the lake shatters as Zorak unleashes a primal roar that rips through the quiet. His echoing voice bounces off the distant hills, disturbing the tranquil waters. The surface of the lake mirrors Zorak's intense gaze, reflecting his powerful image back at him. Zorak struggles violently in Moonmirror Lake, his heavy armor pulling him under. His desperate roars turn into gurgling gasps as the shimmering surface closes over him. Bubbles rise as Zorak vanishes completely beneath the still, reflective surface of Moonmirror Lake. Bathed in sunlight, Lyria stands majestically upon the rock, radiating warmth and kindness. A symphony of fur and feathers surrounds her. As animals gather, their joyful faces lifted in adoration. The sunlight dances upon them, weaving a halo of light around Lyria, celebrating her gentle spirit. In the dimly lit, undefined space, tension fills every corner. Expectation hangs heavy in the air. A moment of quiet anticipation precedes Eldon's revelation. "You've saved us with cleverness, not claws." Eldon's words hang in the air, highlighting the subtle power of intellect over brute force. In a moment of quiet awe, Mira looks on, deeply moved by an unseen display of courage. Her voice soft with reverence. Mira acknowledges. "You've shown that courage lives in the smallest hearts." Her words hang in the air, a tribute to the unexpected bravery witnessed. Sunlight filters through the ancient trees, casting a divine glow upon a forest clearing. Bathed in ethereal light, Lyria stands tall and resolute, awaiting her destiny. An elder crowns Lyria with a golden leaf, bestowing upon her the sacred title of Guardian of Lumeria. Under the sprawling canopy of the ancient banyan tree, a haven of life thrives. The banyan tree stands as a silent guardian, its aerial roots reaching down like the aged fingers of time. Young animals gather beneath its shade, their eyes reflecting a mix of curiosity and hope. A voice, imbued with the weight of ages, begins to weave a tapestry of ancient wisdom, its echoes heralding the trials to come. The narrator's voice resonates. "Wisdom defeats brute force," the narrator continues, a somber warning in their tone. "Greed invites ruin, and even the smallest among us can save the world."